Hello everybody, this is former WWE superstar Eugene, and today we're going to talk about, was the Eugene character offensive? And at the end I'm going to read a letter from a Eugene fan where I get a little emotional, and spoiler alert, I do kind of cry a little bit. The name Eugene came from a man named Eugene Palermo. Eugene lived in Pittsburgh and he had Down syndrome. His family was friends with the WWE wrestlers back in the 80s and 90s. Anytime I talk to any older legend of WWE, they all know Eugene. He would walk to the ring to take the guys' coats and ring jackets and stuff back to the back. When I pitched the idea for the character, they came back to me and said, "Oh, you're going to be Eugene." And I'd actually met Eugene once, but I didn't make the connection. I just remember once I started as the Eugene character, and then I saw Eugene Palermo in Pittsburgh. He had my shirt on, had the Eugene shirt on, and he was so excited, smiling, because there finally was a wrestler that had the same name as him. And we became very good friends from that day forward. No matter where I've been, anywhere in the world, the fans have always let me know how much they love Eugene. They've always supported me. They've always been behind me. No one has ever come up to me, to my face, and told me they were offended about anything that I've done or Eugene did or whatever Eugene represented. I've gotten more. Someone would come up and say, you know, my younger brother is special. And when he saw Eugene on TV, he told me that he could do anything because Eugene could do anything. Eugene accomplished goals that no one thought he could do. And then people looked at Eugene as a role model. And I've received so many stories like that where people thank me for the character that I played. And it's truly an honor to be able to do something that I love, but then people love it back just as much. So I want to thank all of you that have encouraged me to, you know, fully pursue the character. I don't know. Time out. I was representing a target audience in the world, in the United States, that wasn't being represented, that rarely gets represented on TV. And they can connect. They can see something in themselves that they see in me. And they love Eugene. And it really makes me feel good. It's very humbling. The thing was, when Eugene debuted on TV, they never used the word disabled. They never used the word autism. They never used any of those words. Eric Bischoff just said to William Regal, you know, my nephew is a little special. And we let the fans, you know, draw their own conclusion on what that meant. I got my own action figure. I got my own teddy bear. I got my own t-shirt. Eugene got in the ring with all of his heroes. Guys like Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, John Cena, Rod Steele. I even won Kurt Angle's gold medals. Eugene became one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions with his mentor and his friend William Regal. Eugene became best friends with The Rock. Eugene had his WrestleMania moment in the middle of the ring with Hulk Hogan. Eugene was on the cover of the WWE magazine on one issue. I was in the middle in the big fold-out centerfold on another issue. That's right, I'm a centerfold. I was a centerfold at one time, you can believe it. And Eugene even pinned Vince McMahon. So when you ask me how did it affect me personally and professionally, it made all of my dreams come true. A few years back, I was at an autograph signing in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. A young man came up to me, asked me for a photo with him and an 8x10. I signed it to him. And then he handed me his phone. And on the phone was a message from his mother to me. I have that message, I'm going to read it, but I told you that story to tell you this story. Eric Bischoff, my uncle, on his 83 Weeks podcast, said that he was ashamed that he was a part of the Eugene storyline. Now, after he said that, he messaged me right afterwards and said, "Hey, can you come on and we can discuss it?" Of course. And I said, "But I'm going to send you the letter from this mom to this boy." The boy's name is Rich Anderson. And when Rich gave me this message at the autograph signing in Pigeon Forge, I tried to read it and I started crying. He sent it to me. I tried to read it that night and I started crying. And I knew that if I send this message to Bischoff, that he would get it and he would not be ashamed for taking part in the Eugene storyline. So here's the message that Rich handed me on his phone from his mother to me. "Dear Mr. Dinsmore, I would like to thank you for your I would like to thank you for your time, talent, and personal sacrifice that you made in the creation of the Eugene character in WWE. The young man showing you his phone is my son. He has high-functioning Asperger's autism. Rich was always the weird kid in school." In quotes, the weird kid. "Very passive and a target for bullies. I thought I could get through it, man. All right. My husband died when Rich was 3 and his siblings were 2 and 6 months. We lived in the ghetto. I worked 2 jobs and went to school. We lived in the ghetto. I worked 2 jobs and went to school. As a single mother, I needed something to show my kids strong male characters, and I started them off with my love, classic AWA wrestling. Watching WWE was family night. We could talk about what was good and bad behavior, cheer on our heroes, and boo the heels. During an especially hard school year for Rich, the WWE introduced Eugene. Eugene became someone Rich could relate to. And I used Eugene to show Rich that being different wasn't shit. He could accomplish anything, just like Eugene. And long after Eugene wasn't on TV, the lessons and inspirations remained. My boy overcame social ostracization, hardcore bullying, a methadone addiction, and people that said you can't. Now he has an awesome job, a wonderful wife, and built himself a home. You never know how you will affect someone's life. Did you matter? Did your work mean anything? Mr. Densmore, Eugene. Emotions. Mr. Densmore, Eugene mattered. Eugene left lessons I couldn't teach. Eugene showed how to overcome and win by being different. Thank you, Mr. Densmore, for bringing Eugene to life. May God bless you and yours, and may He pray over you as much as I do. Amy Anderson McNeely. I get emotional when I realize that I had that kind of effect on someone's life. Makes me happy that I was able to do something that gave people inspiration. And when I was on Eric Bischoff's secondary podcast and he read this letter, he couldn't get through it without crying either. And he knew right there that Eugene mattered. Eugene was an inspiration, still is an inspiration. And I know that Rich Anderson's not the only one that I affected, that Eugene affected that way. And for anybody that tries to tell me that Eugene was offensive, I'm going to surmise that you don't have somebody in your life that needs someone like Eugene to look up to. Someone that found inspiration in a character like Eugene. And I'm happy and glad and humbled that I was that person for the Eugene fans out there. So now I'm about to go blow my nose. Until next time, I'm Nick Densmore. This is Eugene Behind the Scenes.